Good morning, Bimo-san. Thank you so much for joining us in our Emerald File series. It is a great honor to welcome you here online, connecting Indonesia and Japan beyond the geographical border.
Thank you, Tita Sang and Music Securities. Really nice to talk with you again. And I sense we are collaborating with the Indonesia CEO Sobi Prize Fund. And yeah, excited for the talks.
Thank you. Likewise. And now, before we begin the interview, can you introduce yourself to our security investors?
Hello, everyone. My name is Bimo from Carbonetics. I'm 31 years old. And right now, it has been 4 years already. We built these organizations. We're serving more than 200 corporations at this time. And we are specialized in nature-based solutions as an organization. And myself, my background starting from the energy. So I used to work for government projects on feasibility study on geothermal. But then I moved to consumer goods to learn more about business and also commercial for 5 years. And I moved again to Impact Fund, where I do projects such as recycling, regenerative agriculture, watershed protection and stuff to deploy funds in Asia Pacific. And at the end, I do full-time in Carbonetics because I believe it's time for me to make impact outside my corporation. I want to make impact also for the community.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. It's very interesting that you established this company at a very young age and with very diverse experiences. Now, I would like to talk about Carbonetics itself. What is Carbonetics and what do you do?
Carbonetics, so since 4 years back, we are a carbon project developer, focusing more on the nature-based solutions project and starting ourselves to develop projects in blue carbon rehabilitation. So why blue carbon? Because we see at that time that blue carbon can store 4 to 10 times higher than the trees as the forest. And we cannot wait longer anymore. We need to accelerate the climate actions in order for us to fight back the climate crisis. So that's why we created Carbonetics. And we know that all of the human activities is emitting carbon, such as the factory productions and then electricity generation, agricultural activities, and everything. Even our food waste in our daily life is also creating emissions. And this is why Carbonetics is doing a project to somehow balance that can avoid carbon or absorb carbon in order to balance the climate. So it's not only about the carbon that we're doing here, we also do beyond the carbon. So climate, community, and also biodiversity. So climate beyond the carbon, such as water impact, and then biodiversity. So every project that we do, we also conserve the endemic species of the plants and also the fauna that also stays there. And at the end of the day, it's all about the community at heart, where we empower the people and also improving the livelihood of the farmers. And at the end of the day, they can prosper and also have alternative income, not to destroy the forest, but to regenerate the forest.
Wonderful. I think your company is exactly what our society needs. And I mean not only in Indonesia, but also maybe Japan and all over the world. And speaking of the business itself, how did you come up with the idea of establishing this company?
I think it's coming from the urgency of the climate crisis. So we know there is almost 1 billion tons of total carbon emissions projected throughout 2023, and 10% of it is accounted for deforestation. And we see that more and more companies now are committing for net zero ambitions. This is not an option, this is a compulsory for them, because at the end of the day, we need also business leaders to transform their business to have a sustainable value chain and also reducing the emissions. From that, we see also from the urgency of the climate crisis, we see another thing that Indonesia as a country is an archipelagic country. So we have more than 17,000 islands, including the small islands. We see a lot of communities in the coastal sea is very vulnerable due to the climate crisis. sea level rise. They have a risk of displacement, and they need to, they can lose their homes if we don't do something. We don't build the coastal resilience. So combining that, and also mangrove that can store 4 to 10 times higher than the trees in the terrestrial forest, we see that, hey, I think we can kill two birds in one with one stone. With the restoration that we do in the coastals. So that's why carbon ethics first started from the coastal to fighting back the climate crisis, and at the same time also giving resilience to the farmers in the coastal area, and at the same time improving their livelihood and engage them to become an actor in the conservation efforts. So this is why we really did this at the very beginning. We want to help.
It's very inspiring. Thank you. And what do you think can be resolved with carbon ethics existing in the world?
I think there's two angles that we can see here. The first one, we created carbon ethics because we want to solve the business issue in which a lot of companies want to decarbonize themselves, and it finds hard to find high quality projects. So when you collaborate with carbon ethics, you can find the high quality projects that can also mitigate the climate. So what it means by high quality, there's 3 impacts that we need to build in this high quality carbon project. So meaning climate, community, and biodiversity. So climate, yes, we absorb carbon, we avoid carbon emissions, but at the end of the day, there's a beyond carbon that can also be invested as an impact that we generate throughout the projects. It can be a water impact, it can be coastal resilience, and then in terms of the biodiversity, we always preserve the endemic species. So how we can actually protect the endangered species and also animals, in order because at the end of the day, the forest needs to have its own life inside, and this is how we keep the nature and economic also have a balance in terms of growth. And at the end of the day, introducing new and also sustainable business model with farmers, that they will not think of destroying forest anymore. They will have income other than cutting down the trees. So for example, we have a lot of initiatives that we do in order for them to at least harvest the mangrove byproducts, but without even cutting it. So those pillars of impact that we believe that we can giving something and contribute for the world.
Thank you so much. Who are the partners of carbon ethics? You mentioned government, farmers, and maybe also government?
Yeah, I think it's a multi-stakeholder partnership, public-private. So if I mention from the private sectors, we've collaborated with 200 plus companies and with various sectors, of course, consumer goods, transportation, financials, insurance, banking, and even energy. So we collaborate, we help everybody to decarbonize their value chain. And at the same time, we also do a public relationship, such as, for these mangrove projects, we also collaborate with Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, because now we see that seagrass has been put it in the NDC, the National Determined Contributions of Indonesia. So we help them somehow to push that to happen somehow, and also create a national restoration framework. We also do research with BRIN, is a research agency of Indonesia, to make sure that it's not only about mangrove, but there's also a silver fishery community that can be passed to the farmers. So a lot of partnership that has been doing with the government, making sure that we have balanced commercial partners, but at the same time we also have a general interest in which our initiative is not only about making profit. So a lot of partnership that has been doing with the government, making sure that we have balanced commercial partners, but at the same time we also have a general interest in which our initiative is not only about making profit. Also, we have to push on the greater good to help the government to make sure that the carbon market is actually working in Indonesia. So I think that's pretty much public-private partnership, but we also do collaborations with a lot of youth organizations, such as last year in G20, we collaborated with Youth 20 to be the official partners of decarbonizations. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the partners that we have been working with. there's a lot more, including the media partners that Linda is doing. 300 media partners that expose us. So I think it's a good help from them, so that we've been more known, to everybody.
Thank you so much. And regarding the fund that you're trying to raise with Music Securities, why do you think that the fund is necessary for carbon assets? Why do you need to get this from the investor?
I think we see that raising funds from Music Securities platform and also investors, we share the same vision to create real impacts in terms of also giving impact to the society. And we see that raising the awareness to be able to more and more individuals and also businesses to contribute somehow to this climate. And there's also a commercial angle inside, so it has to be balanced between the financial return at the same time also making impact. So it gives some also opportunity for the investor to have financial return with the feel-good thing that you can contribute somehow to climate and also community in general. And as an impact-creating company, we want to multiply the impact by engaging the funds such as Music Securities to accelerate our projects. And when all of the vision are aligned, we believe that engaging the funds like yours is actually helping community to also thrive. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's really great. What do you think of the current hot topic of carbon exchange market in Indonesia? Because I think our investors would like to know.
Yeah, I think carbon exchange market. So I will give some views on why Indonesia, right? With the top 3 tropical forest area and number 1 of blue carbon reservoir, Indonesia is an important player in terms of supply on natural-based solutions. And as of now, in terms of the regulations, Indonesia is developing our own national registry system. And we just launched Indonesian Carbon Exchange in September 2023. And it is forecasted that the regulation of international trade, so selling carbon outside Indonesia, and also mutual recognition to be able to Indonesian certification can be recognized international. So it will be really soon. So we might be released after the presidential elections after February 2024.
Thank you so much, Bimo. And maybe just one last question. What will the investors get by investing in your business in carbon?
Yeah, I think it's beyond the financial return. So you will also get certificates of appreciation that capture your impact to the project in a holistic way. So it is the capture of impact in terms of environment, community, and biodiversity.
That is so wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing us to interview you. It's a great honor for us.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully, from this interview, we will get more support from the investors.
Yeah.
Have a good day. You have a good day. Thank you.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu.